Today we will go to two medical terminology, and the number one is cystoscopy. Cystoscopy is a direct visualization into the urethra and the bladder of the patient. So cystoscopy will be this procedure will be performed in two ways. The number one is flexible cystoscopy that use flexible cystoscopy use flexible fiber optic, a thin fiber optic cystoscopy to come into the bladder. This method is this method is used to have a diagnosis and to check up the urinary bladder. And number two, the second way is a rigid cystoscopy. This method uses a hollow metal cystoscopy go through urethra, come into the urinary bladder. This method is used to treatment to take biopsy samples to remove polyp or to perform laser treatments. And the second term today is the dialysis. Dialysis is a treatment for acute or chronic renal failure that is used to separating nitrogenous materials from the blood of the patient. And there are like cystoscopy, dialysis will have two ways too. The first way is hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is use an artificial renal machine to the waste-filled blood with nitrogenous waste such as urea in the bloodstream of the patient will go through the artificial renal machine, and the blood will be filled by membrane, by artificial porous membrane that is dialyzer. The blood will go through this membrane, and the nitrogenous materials, the waste nitrogenous materials will go out of the blood, and the blood will return into the patient's body. And an arteriovenous fistula, a communication between a vein, artery, and the vein will be made surgically to have more easy access of the hemodialysis. And number two of the dialysis is the second way is peritoneal dialysis. That abbreviation is PD. This method uses a catheter to fill a type of fluid into the peritoneum in the abdomen cavity, and waste materials such as urea in the capillaries of the membrane of the cavity of the peritoneum will pass out of the bloodstream, and the fluid the fluid which is filled of urea of waste nitrogenous materials will go out of the body through the catheter. This method is used to treat the patient with chronic kidney failure. PD may be performed continuously by the patient with mechanical support or with the aid of the mechanical apparatus used at night during sleep.